Good morning to all. So we are passing to a new pharmacy. So that is adverse drug reaction, otherwise in short form known as ADR. So all systems of medicine, like modern medicine, Ayurveda, homeopathy, all depends mainly on medicines for treatment purpose. And we are expecting a favorable action from each and every patient. But few individuals may develop some unintended action, or some response may be noxious and unintended. And such type of unintended actions at the time of administration of drug for prophylaxis, that means prevention of diseases, diagnosis or treatment, is known as adverse drug reactions. And WHO defines adverse drug reactions as any response to a drug that is noxious and unintended, that occurs at doses used in man for prophylaxis, diagnosis, or all drugs can cause adverse. Some patients are more likely to develop or exhibit adverse effects. And this is the broad classification of adverse drug reactions. They are type A, B, C, D, and E. Type A is known as augmented, B, desired, type C, chronic, and type D, delayed, type E, end of use. And again, type A are seen in three divisions, that is side effects, secondary effects, and toxic effects. And bizarre or type B in two forms, that is allergic reactions and idiosyncratic reactions. And again, allergic reactions are seen in four types, that is type 1, type 2, type 3, and type 4. And we can discuss one by one. And if the first one, type A reactions, that can be predicted from the known pharmacology of the drug. That means all of the medicines are thoroughly tested on at different stages, and their pharmacological action, side effects, etc., all are recorded. So the reactions can be predicted from the known pharmacology of the drug. And this augmented reaction may be of dose dependent. So that can be reduced by reducing the dose. For example, if you are giving insulin, that can be lead to hypoglycemia. Increasing the dose of insulin may also increase the hypoglycemia. And anticoagulants, the remedies that against coagulation, may chances of occurring bleeding. And this also dose dependent, and the reactions can be reduced by means of reducing the dose. And it can be seen in three ways. One, side effects. The side effects are unwanted but often unavoidable. The pharmacodynamic effects that occur at therapeutic doses. And the side effects are often recorded, and that is seen in the pharmacological profile of a drug. And they are predictable. The common and can occur in all people, example, hypoglycemia after insulin. Then secondary effects. These are indirect consequences of primary drug action. If you are treating a patient with a broad spectrum antibiotics, there may be chances of a super inspection. So that is an augmented reaction. Then the third one is toxic effects. These effects are seen with the higher doses of the drug and can be serious. Example, morphine causes respiratory depression. In overdoses, that can be fatal. So after this, we are passing to bizarre. So bizarre means unpredictable, cannot be predicted from the pharmacology of the drug. Not dose dependent, but host dependent. Host dependent means there may be individual variation, and such factors are the reason. Example, penicillin can lead to anaphylaxis in certain individuals, and they are due to idiosyncrasy, that is genetically mediated, or it can be allergic, that is immunologically mediated reactions. And they are of different types, that is idiosyncrasy and allergic reaction. Idiosyncrasy, it is a genetically determined abnormal reactivity to a certain bizarre, that is unpredictable effects due to the peculiarities of individual for which no definite genotype has been described. The drug interacts with some unique feature of the individual, not found in majority of individuals, and produces an uncharacteristic reaction. That is chloramphenicol, that is an antibiotic previously used. Nowadays also it is rarely used. That can lead to aplastic anemia in rare individuals. And barbiturates, that's again a drug for epilepsy that causes excitement and mental confusion in some individuals. And next one, allergic reaction. Immunologically mediated reactions which are not related to the therapeutic effects of drugs. The drug acts as an antigen to induce antibody form. The subsequent exposure, the same drug may result in allergic reaction. So the first instance, there may not be any such allergic reactions. The subsequent exposure may lead to allergic reactions. And these allergic reactions are of different types. Type C, D, and E. We can discuss. Type C, chronic use reactions occur on prolonged use of drugs in which dose and duration of drug are influenced. So the prolonged use of paracetamol can be lead to hepatotoxicity or fever. And type D, otherwise known as delayed reactions, occur after many years of treatment. That can be due to accumulative action, due to accumulation of the drug. So the chemotherapy for a longer time sometimes lead to secondary tumors. And phenytoin during pregnancy can be lead to teratogenic effects, that is the fetus may be affected with malformations. Then type E, end of treatment reactions that occur on withdrawal, especially when the drug is stopped abruptly. Then we can pass on to the drug allergy, that is seen under type B, bizarre. So the drug allergy, the drugs can induce allergic reactions which could range from mild itching to anaphylaxis. They can induce the humoral type of reactions, that is type 1, 2, and 3, and cell-mediated type of reactions, type 4 reactions. The type 1 reactions, that is anaphylactic, it is a type of allergic reaction provoked by re-exposure to a specific type of antigen, referred to as allergen. That is called immediate hypersensitivity reaction. And type 2 can be seen after mismatched blood transfusions, and that can cause cytolytic reactions. Means there may be destruction of cells. The type 3 occurs when there is accumulation of immune complexes, that is antigen antibody complexes, that have not been adequately cleared by innate immune mechanism, giving rise to inflammatory response and attraction of leukocyte. Such reactions may progress to immune complex diseases. So they are serum sickness. Serum sickness is characterized by fever, arthritis, nephritis, edema, and skin rashes. And next is Stevens-Johnson syndrome, and that is characterized by severe bullous erythema multiforme, particularly in the mucous membrane with the fever and malaise. That is, malaise means body pain. Then toxic epidermal necrolysis is the most serious form of drug allergy with mucocutaneous reactions that can be fatal. Then type 4 type of reactions. It is often called a delayed type of hypersensitive reactions, as the reaction takes several days to develop. Unlike other types, it is not antibody mediated, but rather than it is a cell mediated response. This response involves the interaction of T cells, monocytes, and macrophages. And that is seen in 3 ways. That is drug intolerance. It is the inability of a person to tolerate a drug even in therapeutic doses and unpredictable. And second, iatrogenic or physician induced. It is the causation of disease, a harmful complication, or other ill effects by any medical activity, including diagnosis, intervention, error, or negligence. Then drug dependence is a state of compulsive use of drugs in spite of knowledge of the risk associated with its uses. And drug dependence can lead to 2 types of dependence, that is physical dependence, that is the dependence that involves persistent physical somatic withdrawal symptoms, that is fatigue and delirium tremens. And this leads to re-intake of the drug. And psychological dependence, the dependence that involves emotional and motivational withdrawal symptoms, that is dysphoria and anhedonia. That means dysphonia means the patient is not feeling well, or his mood is altered. And anhedonia means he feel sad at pleasurable emotions. And that can be again seen in teratogenicity, carcinogenicity, and mutagenicity, drugs, toxic symptoms, or organs, etc. Teratogenicity means disability of a drug to cause fetal abnormalities. Teratos in Greek means monster. In the history, we can see thalidomide in the pregnancy can lead to phocomelia. Phocomelia is the absence of limbs. Then carcinogenicity and mutagenicity. The drugs can cause cancers and genetic abnormalities. The radioisotopes, different types of isotopes that can be used in different types of therapies, and that can lead to cancers or genetic abnormalities in the future. And drugs toxic to systems and organs. As we have seen, paracetamol and alcohol causing liver damage. Then the classification of ADR. Depending on the severity, the ADR can be minor, moderate, severe, and lethal. Minor ADR, no therapy is needed. Sometimes antidote has to be given. In moderate ADRs require change in drug therapy, specific treatment for prolonged hospital by at least 1 day. In severe type of ADRs, potentially life-threatening was permanent damage or requires intensive medical treatment. And the last type, that is lethal, directly or indirectly contributes to the death of the patient. Then, at this time, we have studied that different types of response can be seen after a drug is administered to a patient. Many of them exhibit favorable or curative actions at the same time, depending upon the constitutional makeup as Hahnemannian philosophy. Hahnemann also defined this type of phenomenon. So we have to be very cautious. At the same time, we have to stick on Hahnemannian principles at the time of administering drugs. So I'm just inviting your attention to a new term that is connected with this idea, that is OTC drugs, otherwise known as over-the-counter drugs. That means different types of drugs are nowadays available in all shops. Medical shops are fancy, or in almost all malls. Sometimes we can expect this type of OTC drugs. So they are sold directly to the consumer without a requirement from a healthcare professional, as opposed to of drugs which may be supplied only to consumers possessing a valid prescription. In many countries, OTC drugs are selected by a regulatory agency to ensure that they contain ingredients that are safe and effective when used without deficient care. And the OTC drugs are usually regulated according to their active pharmacological or pharmaceutical ingredients rather than the final products. By regulating API instead of specific drug formulations, governments allow manufacturers the freedom to formulate ingredients or combinations of ingredients in proprietary mixtures. So nowadays, homeopathic drugs are also available for various combinations of homeopathic medicines with some trade names available as OTC. So that must be, or at the time of purchasing these type of OTC drugs, you have to refer the drug, read the label carefully, or you have to refer the contents in the appropriate websites for the safety of ourselves. So by this, I am stopping today's class. Please go through this class. Yes, thanks to all.